Hello friends, welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I welcome all of you for the next session on the series of sessions that we are conducting for all of you for SNAP examination. Now with the admit cards of SNAP already out, SNAP 1, yes, the first slot that is going to appear on 10th of December. I can say 6 days from now. So the admit cards are already out. Those who haven't heard about this news, so they may now download the admit cards of SNAP, and they were out the last evening. All right. So with the SNAP admit cards out for the first examination of SNAP, I believe that now all of you must be anxious about this examination and must be preparing well for this examination. All right. So friends, welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. A very good afternoon to all of you. So those who are listening to me, can you please quickly confirm if I am clearly audible and visible to all of you? Come on, those who are already there in the session, please give me a confirmation and then we can start with this session. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so friends, welcome back once again. And our next session in the line of sessions that we are conducting for all of you is 100 most expected SNAP QA questions part number 2. So I've already conducted part number 1 a few days back, and today we are going to start from where we have left in the last session. Now in this session of today, I have kept all the questions that will probably match with the level of difficulty of all the QA questions that you are going to find in the examination of SNAP. So friends, all right, thank you for confirming. Hello everyone, Aditya, Just, Saif. All right, so without wasting any time, let us start solving some questions, because all of you must be anxiously waiting for this moment to appear, right? So start karte hain. Hello everyone. So in this lecture, once again, I'll be taking on questions. I'll be solving questions the way I've been doing in all the previous sessions of mine. So I'll be displaying questions one by one. We'll be giving you somewhere around 45 seconds to a minute to solve this question, and you all can post your answers. You all can post your answers in the chat box, after which I'll have a look at the analysis of these questions. Now, like I mentioned, that all these questions will match the level of difficulty of SNAP, and which is not very high level. So all the questions of SNAP, you can find it in the range of easy to moderate. So whatever questions I'm going to show you, you should be able to solve each and every question. So let us keep it as a rapid fire session of these questions of QA. All right, chaliye. So start karte hain. The first question on your screen now. Now in my previous session, I have taken a similar question like this. Okay, so I hope all of you should now be able to solve any question that comes of this type. So question says that Amit got 40% of the maximum marks in the examination and failed by 30 marks. However, another person, Mohit, who took the same examination, got 45% of total marks, which is 25 marks more than the passing marks. Rohit, the third student, got 50% of the total marks in the same examination. Then his marks were how much more than the passing marks? So you'll have to find out the passing marks, the marks of Rohit is how much more than the passing marks in this examination. Come on, quickly finish off with this one. Yes, Mr. Vivek Gupta, admit card date is 5th of November, but last evening, the admit cards are already out for SNAP 1. All right, Just has given the answer, option C. Now, people who are scoring not good in the QA section of SNAP, I have a small advice for all of you. Now, obviously, you don't have time to analyze the previous year papers of SNAP, as in which of the topics are more important. So we have done the analysis for you, and once again we can say that it's arithmetic and geometry that has the maximum weightage in SNAP examination. All right, so you can put more focus on arithmetic and the areas of geometry, and out of 20 questions that appears in QA section of SNAP, you can expect a minimum of 8 to 9 questions from these two areas. All right, so focus on these two chapters more in the upcoming days, in the 5-6 days, if you are the aspirant for SNAP 1 examination. Okay, चलिए start करते हैं. The first question. So question says that Amit got 40% of the maximum marks. So I'll start by assuming maximum marks as, let's say, 100x. Okay, so Amit, he has got 40% of the maximum marks. That means Amit would have scored 40x, and the second person, Mohit, who has scored 45% of the total marks, would have scored 45x. Now, if I talk in terms of x, the difference between the scores of Amit and Mohit will be equal to 5x. All right. Now, let's have a look at another relation. Now, Amit, who has scored 40% of the maximum marks, has failed by 30 marks. So I can say that Amit's score should be 30 less than the passing marks, where I have assumed P as the passing marks. Okay, so marks of Amit will be 30 less than the passing marks, and the marks of Mohit will be 25 more than the passing marks. Okay, so it will be P plus 25. Now, if you look at the difference between these two values, P minus 30 and P plus 25, one value is 30 above passing marks, and one value is 30 below the passing marks, and the other value is 25 above the passing marks. So I can say that the gap between these will be of 55 marks. From here we can make a proper equation. I can say that 5x will be equal to 55, and the value of x will come out to be 11. Now, if the value of x is 11, then the total marks will be 100 into 11, that is 1100. All right. Am I clear up till this point? Now, after this, the question may ask you different things. The question may ask you to find out the value of passing marks. Okay? So let us also find out the value of passing marks. Right? Now I can say that Amit, who has scored 40x, Amit, who has scored 40x, so 40x का value कितना हो जाएगा? 40 into 11, that is 440, right? Amit, who has scored 440 marks, has failed by 30 marks. तो passing marks कितने होंगे? Can you all tell me? Amit, who has scored 440 marks, has failed by 30 marks. So that means passing marks should be 30 marks more than the marks scored by Amit. Simple. Okay, so passing marks will be equal to 440 plus 30, that is equal to 470. So 470 will be the value of the passing marks. So this is one thing that can be asked to you in this question. But the question is asking Rohit, who has scored 50% of the total marks. So the marks of Rohit will be 50% of 1100, that is 550. And his marks were how much more or less than the passing marks? Now, passing marks being 470, Rohit has scored 80 more than the passing marks. Okay, so the correct answer will not be option C, but it will be option D. 80 marks more than the passing marks. All right. So now people have started correcting their answers. Some of you have deleted their answers, but it's absolutely fine. Okay, the correct answer here is 80 marks and the passing marks is 470. So anything can be asked to you in this question. Now, I have done a lot of rough work for this question, which is not actually required for this type of question. Now, you just have a look at this value and this value. The difference between these two values is 5%, which corresponds to, let us have a look at another thing. One of them failed by 30 marks and one of them has 25 marks more than the passing marks. So the difference here is one of them is minus 30, another is plus 25. So the gap is 55. So 5% of total marks, 5% of maximum marks represents 55%. All right, so 100% of maximum marks or maximum marks will be equal to 1100. All right, so try to write as much less as possible, which is another way of basically increasing your speed. All right, so if you'll write less, if you'll do oral calculations, then you can save time in the time that you waste in writing a lot of things on the rough sheet. You'll save this time and you'll be able to attempt more number of questions. All right, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. This was question number 1. Correct answer, yes, all of you. Option D. Let's move on to the second question. Now, second question is based on logarithms, and once again, a very, very easy question of logarithms. So quickly give me an answer for this one. जल्दी से आंसर दे दो. No, Sadanand, I will not be appearing for SNAP examination. No. But there are plenty of experts from our team who will be appearing for SNAP. Okay, Nandini has given an answer, option C. Now this question can also be done by using the options. Options को use करके question कर सकते हो. Otherwise, ठीक है, we can make an equation out of it. Yes, Jas, this is easy, very easy. Let's see what will be the answer. ठीक है. Now here I have log and base is 64 and here the base is 8 on both sides, right? So I can say that 64 is 8 square. So the base, which is 64 on the left hand side, can be converted to base 8. Okay, so I can write the left hand side as half log 5x plus 4 and the base will become 8, and the right hand side will be log of 3x to the base 8. On the right hand side, I have applied the property that log a plus log b is equal to log of a multiply b. All right, fine. Now this half will go on the other side. It will become 2 and 2 will become the power of 3x. Okay, so the final equation will be 5x plus 4 is equal to 3x square. Now you can use options. Half will not satisfy, 2 by 3 will not satisfy, 2 will also not satisfy, 1 will satisfy this equation. If I put 1 on the left hand side, it will be 5x plus 4, that is 5 plus 4, which is 9. On the right hand side, it is 3x whole square. The value of x is 1, so 3 square will be equal to 9. So 1 is satisfying on both sides. All right, so I can say that option D, that is 1, should be the correct answer for this question. Okay, so this one was easy. Some of you still have given an incorrect answer. Okay, so please be patient. Try to make sure that your accuracy is at least 90% in this examination. The level of difficulty is very low. Make sure your accuracy is above 90%. Let's move on to the next question, question number 3. Question number 3, easy, straightforward question of Venn diagrams. Please be careful. Don't give me a wrong answer. Let's see who will be the fastest to give an answer. Seth, you can join any of the test series if you haven't joined any test series. So you can also go for a test series that is offered by BYJU'S Exam Prep. All right. So we have wonderful mock papers for each and every examination to come. So question is, in an apartment, 65% of the residents use two-wheelers and 45% use four-wheelers. 25% of the residents use both. What percentage of residents do not use either of the two? So first of all, for this question, I'll apply the formula of A union B, which is equal to A plus B minus A intersection B. All right. So A union B will give me all those residents who use either two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Okay. So the value of A is 65% using two-wheelers. The value of B is 45% using four-wheelers, minus the residents who use both of them. So minus 25. All right. Now this value will come out to be 85%. So I can say that there are 85% residents who use either two-wheelers or four-wheelers. I want to find out those residents who use none of two-wheeler or four-wheeler. So what I'll do is I'll subtract this percentage from total 100%. So 100 minus 85%, that is 15% should be the answer for this one. Okay, so correct answer will be option A. Manan, you are absolutely right, yaar. I completely agree with you. And if you have solved this question orally, hats off to you, good. But I am explaining from the point of view of the students who could not find the answer of this question orally. All right. So orally, yes, we can do it. 65 plus 45 is 110. Usme se 25 minus kar doge, definitely you will get the same thing. So whatever I have written, you can do it orally as well. Okay. So correct answer is option A, that is 15%. Let's move on to question number 4. Question number 4, slightly lengthy question, but an easy one. In a market, the price of medium quality mangoes is half that of good quality mangoes. A shopkeeper buys 60 kg of good quality mangoes and 40 kg of medium quality and sell all these at a common price which is 20% less than the price at which he bought the good ones. His overall profit or loss percentage will be which one among the four options? Any answer for this one? Okay, Mansa has given first answer. Mansa, you say no profit, no loss. All right. Okay. Now let's have a look at the fastest way of getting the answer. Now, since the question is talking about profit and loss percentage की बात हो रही है. Also, none of the values in terms of rupees is given in the question. So you can start by assuming the price of medium quality and good quality mango in terms of rupees, not in terms of variables. Okay. So medium quality and good quality, these are the two types of mangoes. I'll assume their prices. Now the price of medium quality is half that of good quality. So if I'll assume medium quality is priced as rupees 10 per kg, so good quality mangoes, the price will be rupees 20 per kg. Again, I'm telling you, since the question is asking about the profit or loss percentage, the percentage is being asked and none of the values in terms of rupees is given in the question. So I can start by assuming the value of the price of these two quality of mangoes in terms of rupees, not in terms of variables. Even if you will do it in terms of variables, you will get the same answer, but this way it will be a little easier. Now the shopkeeper buys 60 kg of good quality, 60 kg of good quality and 40 kg of medium quality. All right. So now the money that the shopkeeper has spent is 400 plus 1200, that is 1600 rupees. So this is the money that the shopkeeper has spent, or I can say that this is the cost price, right? Now in doing so, he has bought a total of 100 kgs of mangoes, which he's selling at a fixed price, at a same price, which is 20% less than the price at which he bought good ones. So price of good ones is 20, 20% less than this value. 20 को 20% से reduce करेंगे, it will come out to be 16. So now all these mangoes combined are sold at a rate of 16 rupees per kg. Hence the total selling price will come out to be 100 into 16, that is 1600. Now since selling price is same as cost price, there will be no profit, no loss. So the correct answer, yes, it is absolutely correct, option C. So only few of you have given the answer and all of you have given the same correct answer. But the only sad part is handful of students are responding. There are more than 40 students in this lecture. Guys, if you are a part of this lecture, if you are attending it live, then you can make most out of this session only if you will respond to each and every question, only if you will try to solve each and every question. Okay, so it's an appeal to each and every one of you. हम snap के लिए prepare कर रहे हैं. We want to gain most out of this session, so we need to solve all these questions in the live format right now. आप session देख रहे हो, you are investing your time. If you are not solving these questions, then you are wasting your time, and I don't want that. Okay, so please try to solve each and every question and please post your answer. Okay, so let's move on to next question, question number 5. Question number 5, a moderate level of difficulty question from permutation combination. So like you don't even need the concept of PNC, it's just a fundamental principle of counting that will be required to solve this question. Okay, so some of you are asking to repeat the previous one. Yes, I'll go back to this. So focus on whatever I'm marking with green color. So price I have assumed as 10 and 20 because it is given that the price of medium quality is half that of good quality. So this is the price that I have assumed. Okay, now number of kgs, quantity that shopkeeper has bought is 40 kg and 60 kg. So the total money spent on medium quality is 10 into 40, that is 400. Total money spent on good quality is 20 into 60, that is 1200. So total money spent is 400 plus 1200, that is 1600. ठीक है, अब total 100 kg mangoes आ गए हैं इसके पास. He has a total of 100 kgs of mangoes and he sells all these at a common price which is 20% less than the price of good. Price of good mangoes is 20 rupees. 20 rupees को 20% से reduce करना है, that means 4 rupees से reduce करना है, so price now will be rupees 16. So the common price at which he is selling these 100 kgs of mangoes is now 16 rupees. So 100 into 16 will be 1600. Cost price and selling price are same, hence no profit, no loss. All right, चलिए क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 वापस आ जाते हैं. Now there are 15 couples, 6 men, 15 couples are there, then 6 single men and 9 single women at a party. Every man shakes hand with every woman once, but no man shakes hands with his wife. Okay, so how many handshakes in total took place at the party, given that the handshakes took place between the opposite genders only? So be careful and get the answer. So इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन ना बहुत मिलेंगे तुम्हें स्नैप के अंदर. So these are straightforward, not very lengthy concept, not very difficult concept, and can be solved in a matter of 30 to 45 seconds. All right, Manasa, Jas, good. So I've got 2 responses. Like I mentioned a few seconds back, I want each and every one of you who is right now live in this session, either you like this session or don't like this session, I don't have any problem with this, but you must solve each and every question. This is the most important thing. So इसी बात पे like भी कर दो यार session, in case you are liking this session. That's it. Okay, so if you're liking this session, please just go back and press the like button. Come on, do that. Okay, so only 2 students with this answer. Option B and option C. All right. Okay, so now question says that every man shakes hand with every woman, but no man will shake hands with his wife. Okay? So now here two types of men are there, right? One is married men and the other is unmarried men. Okay, so first of all, let us talk about married men. So how many married men are there? They will be in these couples. So there are 15 married men. So first of all, I'll pick up these men and will make them shake hands with other women who are in the party except their wives. What is the total number of women in the party? Total number of women is 15 in the couples who are married women and 9 who are single, that is 24. So 24 is the total number of married women. Okay. Now these 15 married men will shake hands with all the women but not their wives. Obviously एक man की तो एक ही wife है यहाँ पे, right? So each of these 15 men will shake hands with 24 minus 1, that is 23 women. So total number of handshakes among or total number of handshakes by the married men will be 15 into 23. All right, clear? इतना तो clear होगा, simple है. So 15 into 23 will be the number of handshakes by these married men. Now let us talk about these unmarried men. So there are 6 unmarried men. All right. Now these 6 unmarried men will shake hands with every woman because they don't have their wife. All right. So all these 24 women will shake hands with these 6 unmarried men. So the number of handshakes will be 6 into 24 for these single men. So let's add these 230 and 115, 345. All right, and this is 144. Let's add these two numbers, that will give you the final answer. So 489, which is option C, is the correct answer. All right, I hope you understood, all of you. Let's move on to question number 6. Question number 6 belongs to the question of geometry. In a right angled triangle, the lengths of the sides adjacent to the right angle होना चाहिए, angles नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, so the lengths of the sides adjacent to the right angle are 35 and 84. What is double the area of the circumcircle of that triangle in centimeter squares? So here two of the things will be required. One is Pythagoras theorem, using which you will be getting the value of the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle, and then you need to find out the radius of the circumcircle. After you get the radius of the circumcircle, find the area of that circumcircle and double that value. Now in this case, you can use the value of pi as 22 upon 7. I'm giving you the value of pi. Take pi as 22 upon 7. शिवम, okay, you're asking इस speed से 100 question कैसे कराओगे यार शिवम? Not in this lecture I'm going to cover 100 questions. In the previous lecture I have covered some of the questions. Today I'll be covering around 10 to 12 questions and will be conducting a lot of sessions. Also, if I'll start solving these questions with my speed, then most of you will not be able to understand this. So the agenda is to solve these questions, making sure that each and every one of you understands all these questions. Okay. All right, Mandeep, good, good. So you have saved yourself from the calculations. Good. All right. Now let's break this question in different parts. So part number 1 is calculating the length of the hypotenuse. Now, why am I calculating the length of the hypotenuse? You will understand in a few moments. So first of all, I'll make a right angle triangle, though it is not required. Now the perpendicular sides of this right angle triangle are 35 and 84. Okay. Now, the fastest way of finding the hypotenuse is not using Pythagoras theorem. No, I'm not joking. Don't use Pythagoras theorem. Let us have a look at it. Now, can we find any common factor among these two numbers that I have written on the screen, 35 and 84? Now, 35 can be written as 7 into 5 and 84 can be written as 7 into 12. Now, remove the common factor and look at these numbers that I have circled. Can you tell me a Pythagorean triplet? Can you tell me a Pythagorean triplet with these numbers 5 and 12? So if the first two numbers are 5 and 12, what will be the third number? Can you tell me a Pythagorean triplet involving 5 and 12? Absolutely, Yash. You are absolutely correct. Good. So 5, 12 and the third number will be 13. Remember a few Pythagorean triplets. So I can say that the length of the hypotenuse will be 13 multiplied by 7. 7 was the common factor. Okay, so 7 into 13, that is 91, will be the length of the hypotenuse of this triangle. Okay, so this is the way you can increase the speed at which you are doing some calculations. Okay. Now the next part is a circumcircle is drawn. Now on a right angled triangle, if a circumcircle is drawn, then I can say that the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the diameter of the circle. Alright, the length of the hypotenuse will be equal to diameter of the circle, that is equal to 91 in this case. So I can say that radius of this circle will be equal to 91 upon 2. Alright, so radius will be 91 upon 2. Now let's find out the area of this circle. So area of this circle will be pi r square, pi which is 22 upon 7, r square 91 upon 2 into 91 upon 2. So this will be the area of this circle, and I want to find out the value of the double the area. So I'll multiply it by 2 and will simplify and get the answer. Okay, now while simplifying, like one of the students mentioned, Mandeep, so 2 and 2 will get cancelled, 2 and 22 will get cancelled, 11 and 91 will get cancelled. So final answer should be 11 into 13 into 91. Now look at the unit digit of this number. The unit digit of this number is 3, and there is only one option that has unit digit of 3. So you can safely mark this option as the answer if you are confident about your calculations. Okay. So you can mark the option as 13,013. Otherwise, you can do the calculations. Now, how can you do the calculations fastly? If you remember that 7 into 11 into 13, this number is 1001. So 91 into 11 will be 1001. Into 13 will be the answer. So that will be 13,013. So again, multiply करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी if you have already practice of doing some calculations earlier. So question number 6, the correct answer is option D. Okay. Yes, Yash. So Yash, the same thing I've just told. 7 into 11 into 13 is 1001. Using that, we have done calculation a little faster. Right? So that was question number 6. Let's move on to the next question, question number 7. Time and work, pipes and cisterns. Pipe A can fill the tank in 6 hours and pipe B can drain the tank. Careful, can drain the tank at 5 liters per minute. Pipe B can also, when pipe B is also open, it takes 2 hours more for pipe A to fill the tank. An important line. Find the capacity of the tank in liters. Jas has given a quick answer. Good. Music core says 8400 as the answer. So two options, option B and option D among the answers. Okay, so let's start solving this one. Now, how I do these type of questions is, I ignore this part. Pipe B can drain, so the rate at which pipe B can drain, I ignore this part. So pipe A alone can fill the tank in 6 hours. Let's say pipe B alone can drain this tank in X hours, and together pipe A and B takes 2 hours more than the pipe A. So pipe A takes 6 hours. So if B is also open, then they will take 2 hours more than the time in which A alone can fill the tank. So that means A and B together can fill the tank in 8 hours. Okay, so एक simple सी equation बन जाएगी 1/6 minus 1/x is equal to 1/8. Now this is the simplest thing that you remember, you would know from time and work. Okay, from here you can get the value of x. So 1/x will be 1/6 minus 1/8, 24 3. So 1/24 will be the value of 1/x, and the value of x will be 24. So I can say that second pipe can fill the tank alone in 24 hours. Okay. Now let's use the statement, the information that I ignored earlier. That means this information that I'm highlighting now. So pipe B can fill the entire tank in 24 hours. 24 hours means 24 into 60 minutes. And the rate at which pipe B can drain is 5 liters per minute. So the capacity of the tank will be 24 into 60 into 5. You can simplify this and it will come out to be 7200 liters. So 7200 liters will be the capacity of this tank. Alright, so this is the way I solve this. There may be some students who would use a different method of solving this, but eventually will be getting the same correct answer. So question number 7, correct answer is option B. Let's move on to question number 8. Find the sum of the digits of the smallest 4-digit number which is divisible by all the single-digit prime numbers. Find the sum of the digits of the smallest 4-digit number which is divisible by all the single-digit prime numbers. Quickly. Again, two answers, 6 and 9. Up till now, 9 वाला गायब हो गया answer. Now divisible by all single digit prime numbers. Now single digit prime numbers, let's start writing. So 2, then 3, then 5, and then 7. So the number should be divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 7. That means the number should be divisible by the product of these numbers. The product of these numbers is 210. Alright, so the number should be divisible by 210. So that means the number should be of the form 210k. And it has to be the smallest 4-digit number. So smallest 4-digit number banane ke liye, I'll put k as 5. So 210 multiplied by 5 will be the smallest 4-digit number which is divisible by all single digit prime numbers. So 210 को 5 से multiply कर देते हैं, that will come out to be 1050. 1050 will be the number. Now you have to find out the sum of the digits of this number. So sum of the digits is 1 plus 5, that is 6. So correct answer, yes, it is option A. Okay. All right. So a lot of you have given option A as the answer. Nice, nice. Good to see that. So option A, yes, it is the correct answer. All right. Okay. Now, before we'll move on to the next question, I want all of you to take a small break. If you're liking this session, please do press the like button. I'll definitely come up with many more sessions like this for all of you. Tonight in the evening at 7 o'clock, today only, I'll be taking a session on last lap to SNAP and IFT where I'll be discussing some concepts as well as questions of geometry. Yes, so all of you can watch that session live as well today at 7 p.m. Okay, चलिए next question पे चलते हैं. Question number 9. Find the middle term or terms of the given series. Now, a similar question we have done in my previous session. I have changed the values, I've changed the figures. Let's see how many of you understood the concept and will be able to give me a correct answer for this one. Yes, Pranav, we will definitely conduct more sessions of SNAP. Almost every day we have 2 or 3 sessions for SNAP for all of you. All right. Okay. Now I'll use 2 different ways of solving this question. Solving nahi, of marking the answer. Okay. So first of all, a normal conventional way that will also not take a lot of time. Now the series here is 4, 7, 10, 13 and so on. Now you should understand what an AP, arithmetic progression, is. So this is an arithmetic progression with a common difference of 3. So I can write the general term of this series as a multiple of 3, 3k plus or minus something. If you look at the first term, it is 4. So k को अगर 1 put करेंगे, so 3 plus 1 will result in the first term. So every term of this series can be written in the form of a multiple of 3 plus 1. Okay, done, sorted. Now if we are talking about the middle term, if we are talking about the middle term of any series, so if the total number of terms is an odd number, then there will be a single middle term. If the total number of terms is an even number, then there will be 2 middle terms. All right. Now, how we can find out the middle term is by taking the average of the first and the last term. So if I take the average of first and the last term, 4 plus 637 divided by 2, that means 641 divided by 2, that means 320.5. Now 320.5 comes out to be the average of this. So I can very well say that since 320.5 cannot be written in the form of 3k plus 1, so this cannot be the middle term. Okay, so iske around 320.5k around whichever terms are in the form of 3k plus 1 will be the 2 middle terms of this series. Okay, am I clear? So 320.5. Sir, in question 8, why did we multiply with 5? Okay. So Shweta, because we need to make it a 4-digit number. So 4-digit smallest number chahiye tha. Mandeep has just given the answer of your query. Thank you, Mandeep. So 320.5 cannot be the middle term. So iske aaspas jo bhi terms 3k plus 1 ki form mein hai, that will be the answer. So term below this is 319. And after this is 322 are the two numbers which are of the form a multiple of 3 plus 1, and hence these two will be the 2 middle terms of the given series. So correct answer should be option D. Now there is another way of doing this question. If you observe from the options, 320 is not in the form of 3k plus 1. So 320 will not be any of the terms of the given series. I can remove 320. So option B will also be removed. Option C, 318. Again, it is not of the form 3k plus 1 and hence will not be any term of the given series. So first three options eliminate हो जाएंगे because they are not the part of this series, and the only possible option left is 319 and 322, which can be marked as the answer. Okay, all right. So that's it about question number 9. Option D is the correct answer. Let's move on to question number 10. Find the area of the triangle bounded by the straight line 4x plus 3y equal to 12 and the axis in square units. So you are given a line and you need to assume coordinate axis. Find the area of the triangle that is made by this line and the coordinate axis. All right, good. So first of all, we'll find out at what points the line 4x plus 3y equal to 12 will intersect x-axis and y-axis. So if I'll put x as 0, then the value of y, if I'll put x as 0, the value of y will come out to be 4, and this is the point at which this line will intersect y-axis. Okay, so this will become 4, and putting y as 0, the value of x will come out to be 3. So the line will intersect x-axis at this point 3, 0. So this length will be 3. Now the line is joining these 2 points. So the triangle that is formed is this one with the length of perpendicular sides as 4 and 3 respectively. You can use half into base into height. So half into 4 into 3, that is 6 units, will be the area of this triangle. So option A is the correct answer. All right. Let's move on to question number 11. Question number 11, a simple question, slightly lengthy as far as language is concerned, but a straightforward simple question. Shubhankar works for BYJU'S. He works for 5 days a week from Monday to Friday. Every day he creates some new questions for CAT. In the first 3 days he created on an average 10 questions. In the last 3 days he created on an average 11 questions. If in the entire week he created on an average of 12 questions, then how many questions did he create on Wednesday? Now you can do it orally as well, but I'll explain you by making very simple equations. Okay. So Nandini and Ritika have given option D as the answer. Now snap के questions जो होते हैं वो ऐसे ही easy होते हैं, straight forward होते हैं. हाँ, the only challenge is to find the answer in the minimum possible amount of time. ठीक है, यही challenge होता है. 60 minutes में total 60 questions करने होते हैं हमें. So some of the questions will be as easy as this question, but as lengthy as this question. Okay, so he works for 5 days. So let's say for each of these 5 days, the number of questions that he's creating are A, B, C, D, and E on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay. Now in the first 3 days, his average is 10 questions. That means sum of A, B, and C. On the first 3 days, it is A, B, and C. The sum will be 10 into 3, that is 30. Okay. In the last 3 days, that means C, D and E, his average comes out to be 11 questions. So that means the sum will be 33. Okay. Also, the last statement is in the entire week he created an average of 12 questions. That means sum of A, B, C, D and E will be 5 into 12, that is 60. Okay. Now, if you'll add up these two equations, if you'll add first and second equation and subtract the third equation from that. So adding first two equations, you will have C twice. Okay. So if you'll subtract the third equation from that, you'll be left with only C. So the answer will be 30 plus 33 minus 60 and it is equal to 3. So add the first two equations and subtract the third equation from that, you'll be left with only the value of C, which is what you have to calculate. So on the third day, that means on Wednesday, he created a total of 3 questions. The correct answer is option D. And I'm surprised to see that only 7 or 8 students have given the correct answer to such an easy question. Please, now we are starting with the last question. We are moving on to the last question. I want each and every one of you to answer this one correctly. So question number 12 on your screen now. 8 friends have a distinct number of toffees, which forms a geometric progression. If any friend cannot get less than 2 and more than 300 toffees, then which of the following can be the number of toffees that any friend has? Now this question comes with a simple logic, simple assumption that number of toffees cannot be in fractions, right? So quickly give me an answer for this one. Which of the following can be the number of toffees that any of the friends can have? Any answer for this one? बहुत लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन है ये. Alright, Mr. Rajendra, Shivam, Paras, 3 answers among option A and B. Now these 8 numbers are in geometric progression. ठीक है? So if first term is A, second term will be AR, and the last term, 8th term will be AR raised to the power 7. ठीक है? Now any friend cannot get less than 2. So the smallest value A has to be greater than or equal to 2. ठीक है ना? किसी भी फ्रेंड को 2 से कम टॉफीज नहीं मिल सकती. So the number of toffees, the minimum number of toffees that anyone could get should be greater than or equal to 2. And anyone cannot get more than 300. So the last term AR raised to the power 7 has to be less than equal to 300. So if I divide these two equations, second by first, I can say that R raised to the power 7 has to be less than equal to 300 upon 2, or R raised to the power 7 has to be less than equal to 150. Okay. Now you can just simply look at the value of R from here. Okay. So if R is 1, then all the toffees will be equal. Here it is given as distinct, so R cannot be 1. If I'll put R as 2, 2 raised to the power 7, 2 raised to the power 7 is 128. So R can be equal to 2. R cannot be equal to 3 because 3 raised to the power 7 will be a value which is greater than 150. So the only possible value of R can be 2. So I can say that all these toffees can be in the powers of 2. So the number of toffees can be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 and 256. So these can be the 8 values of these toffees that each of these 8 friends will have. Okay, so then which of the following can be the number of toffees? So it can be 32 only. All right. So 32 toffees can be a possible number of toffees that any of these friends can have. 66, 136, 252 cannot be these possibilities. Okay. So that is the answer. Question number 12, option A is the correct answer. All right. So that is all, friends, for this session. Like I mentioned that in the evening, you can catch me live at 7 o'clock with the last lap to SNAP and IFT. And today we'll be taking on geometry. Okay. Any of the students who want to enroll for CAT 2023 comprehensive program, here are the details of this program. And a lot of batches have already started, so you can also be a part of BYJU'S exam prep as a student. Last lap to IFT and SNAP, the series will continue daily at 7 p.m. So you can subscribe to our channel and start watching this series of sessions. Tonight, there will be a session on geometry. XAT 2023 All India Open Mock. The window is 14 December to 23rd of December. Right, so you can register for this examination, take this examination. There will be video solutions that will be provided to all of you after the exam is over. You can know your strengths and weaknesses and identify your exam strategy before actual XAT examination. So friends, that is all from my side. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.